Hello and welcome to Octatrack tip video number 7. Today we will be exploring the MIDI functionality of the Octatrack and how it interfaces with outboard sound modules. In our examples, we will use the Waldorf Blofeld, but the same principles can be applied to almost any synthesizer you may own. First, let's connect the MIDI out of the Octatrack to the MIDI in of the Blofeld and make sure it is set up to receive MIDI on channel 1. Next, let's go to the MIDI section of the Octatrack by pressing the MIDI button. Select MIDI track 1 and double press the playback button to access the first MIDI menu page. Set the MIDI channel to 1, then click the encoder to confirm your choice. By setting the trigger mode to chromatic, you can now play your synth from the Octatrack triggers. Change octaves by holding function and pressing the left and right arrows. Let's take a look at the arpeggiator. Put the trigger down, increase its length, then go to the arp page. Turn the arp on and experiment with the different parameters. You can create a mini sequence by going to the ARP setup menu. There, you can specify the length of your sequence, choose which notes to trigger, and set a pitch offset for them. We can get some intricate results by using different lengths for different ARPs, combined with different time signatures for each track. Once you are happy with your ARP sequence, place another trigger down and lock the transpose parameter to that trigger. Also, remember we can lock any of the ARP parameters to any trigger, giving us incredible flexibility and creating sounds we would never expect from our synthesizers. We can also simulate an arpeggiator with the LFO designer. Place triggers on track 3, assign LFO 1 to the note parameter, set the trigger behavior of the LFO to hold, and randomize your LFO until you are satisfied with the result. We can slide a designed LFO by holding function and the right and left arrows, or copy and paste it with the usual key combo. Some interesting results can be obtained by randomizing an LFO and copying it, assigning it to another parameter, and sliding it or inversing it. Experiment. Next, let us assign the Blofeld's filter cutoff frequency to controller 5 on the Octatrack. The controller numbers for your synth are usually found at the end of its manual. Open the controller 2 setup menu and assign CC number 69 to controller 5. click the encoder to confirm your choice. Once out of the setup menu, hold Function and click the encoder once again to activate it. We can now modulate the Blofeld's filter cutoff frequency in a few rather interesting and exciting ways. Let's lock the filter cutoff to a few steps. We can also assign an LFO to modulate the filter cutoff. This opens the gate to all sorts of modulating options, as the LFOs on the Octatrack possess a really wide range. We can also take advantage of the LFO Designer Randomizer to introduce a certain amount of the chaos we all love, but still remain within a cyclic pattern. Let's assign the randomly designed LFO to the frequency cutoff. Let's now assign the resonance of the filter, CC number 70 for the Blofeld, to the next controller knob on the Octatrack. As before, experiment with modulating this parameter with LFOs or parameter locks. Finally, let's take a look at parts and program change messages and how they can help us in creating build-ups and fills. Let's start with the default sound and assign filter cutoff and decay to controllers 5 and 6 on the Octatrack. Let's tweak our sound from the Octatrack until we get something we like. Let's then save our part. We can now tweak the synth to our heart's content from the Octatrack and instantly come back to our default sound by reloading the part. Also, we can send program change messages to our sound module. This concludes our tip video number 7. Thank you for watching.